Hey, we're going to talk about today my favorite subject.
Today's going to be fun. It might be a little longer just because we both have a lot to say on this matter, but I think it's something that's very interesting, for a lot of people, majority of people, since,
Right.
love and romance and all that is number one for people to feel connected, to feel, yes, the
How
love.
do you guys do this stuff? This,
Yeah, here we
this
go.
thing. Oh my God, I did it. I did it. I did it.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a perfect heart.
Thank you. Anything
Love
to
it.
do.
Love
But
it.
I think that the subject is, I think this is where and me can kind of going north and south just because I have I actually, the, are we in May yet? No, we're not in May yet. Yeah. Who am I? Where am I? What month is it?
May is my birthday, so I would know. May 1st is my birthday.
Oh my lordy, this is crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Um, the so basically May Memorial Weekend. Memorial Weekend is when I'm gonna celebrate 29 years
Ooh, wow.
marriage.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
yes, it's a life for somebody.
That's
Uh,
a good thing, though. It's admirable.
so right, so and I can tell you this
Right.
much when we talk, yeah, when we talk about the uh, some, and I know like I'm still married, and I know that you're kind of like not married anymore.
No, I've
No,
been single for 11 years, so.
right. So I mean, we all could, if we really want to, we all can be
Oh,
single,
yeah.
after some years. But I think that this is where you tell me what is your take on that subject, and then I'll tell you what my take on that, so people can see two
Right.
different worlds.
Well, I mean, my friends tend to laugh at me just because I'm still like a true romantic. I still believe in love like a 16-year-old. I dream about it. I mean, the relationship I had with my ex-husband was amazing and I have nothing bad to say about it. But for some reason, it had to come to an end and we're great friends, which is amazing because we have 2 children, together. But after our divorce, I wanted to see what went wrong. So I did a lot of analysis of myself, and just try to gather as much information as I could on human interaction and this thing called love. Not that I know so much better, I think I just know myself a little better, and I'm just going to be true to myself, and I know what I need in a relationship and what I look for. And it's been 11 years that I've left my marriage, and I didn't want to get involved with anyone else just because I wanted, again, to build on myself, to be for the next relationship to be as healthy as possible, and that goes with knowing who I am, basically, and not expecting anything for the other person to give me what I need is the number one thing that I've learned. To become a whole, complete person within myself and not need anything, but just want companionship, basically. And I do, and that's something that I am very upfront about, is that I want someone that is not jaded when it comes to love and that believes in the same kind of love that I do. And I do believe that you can create it. It takes 2 people to be able to create a relationship, and 2 people that are willing to create it, because our thoughts create our emotions, and our emotions create our energy. And if it's 2 people that are willing to create the emotions that we feel, then I absolutely believe that it's possible, and it's absolutely doable. But that's my take. And I've dated people that are very jaded. They call me a dreamer. They call me this. I'm like, okay, I guess we can't date anymore, But yeah.
What should happen, or not in a bad way, but what should take a place in your life in order for you to change the way that you see love and the relationships between man and a woman? Do you ever going to change that?
The you mean the
Your view at the relationship?
Oh no, I mean, I've had people that, like, that have not been so nice, or that not, but I understand it's their programming, it's the way they see things. And I try to convince, actually, a little bit, but when I see that it's not going in a direction, like, they're not going to change their mind. If they think all women are after, like, I've dated someone that thinks, oh, all women want is your money. They just, that's all they want. I'm like, all women? What about the ones that already have a career that are telling you, no, I just want companion. But no, if they have that mindset and I'm not gonna, at a certain point, I don't try to convince them anymore. So, I walk away. But,
So
I have met men that have been very much, wanting to fall in love and all that, but there's other inconsistencies that doesn't work. But I don't give up. I'm not the type of person that gives up, because I just feel like it's just readiness. It has to be me being ready and that person being ready. And I believe there's perfect timing for everything. So, and nothing is going to make me change my mind. Trust me,
gotcha.
all my friends, all my married friends tell me, why give up your freedom? And I'm like, well, because to me, it's not giving up freedom. It's an addition of somebody that I really enjoy doing the little things with. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was just an interesting question for me to find out from you, because, the life circumstances, when it hit us at
Mm-hmm.
a certain time in life, we kind of like, oh, okay, we need to adjust to this. Oh, okay, we need to adjust to this. And people saying people don't change. People don't change. Who they are is who they are. They always will be. They're just adjusting to the situations in life, or
Mm-hmm.
they're just adjusting, or they're just, hopefully they're maturing and they're progressing and being better for themselves and for other people. But I can tell you this much: I think in this, been together for over 30 years with my husband. So and I don't have my husband is um, they don't make them anymore like that, because it's an old fashioned. But don't think that he's
Well,
this
you'd
Mr.
be
Perfect. Huh?
surprised. I've met a lot of single men that are still old fashioned.
That means that their papa or daddy raised them like old fashioned, hopefully, or somehow by blood. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to say is that my husband is not an easy, his characteristics is pretty something else. But this willingness
Mm-hmm.
to stay together, I think it's a huge force.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you that I am, I probably, when I was younger, I was pretty romantic,
Mm-hmm.
wanting this and that and hoping for this and that. I can tell you this much: after 30 years, I still have a relationship with my husband. So being on quarantine with him, I do want to kill him, but it's not the same killing as other people wants to like divorce
Yeah.
their husbands.
Yeah.
And one thing I can tell you this, that it we've gone through heck and back,
Mm-hmm.
together. And I can tell you this much: once I went to the heck, he was behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Once he went to the heck, I was behind him, meaning that we really did not want the relationship to end. So it does, I always says, it takes two to tango.
Of
It
course.
never one, because if there's only one person who wants to tango and the other
Yeah.
person is looking different way, you will not be able to dance. It's just not happening. So don't joke yourself, don't kid yourself. However, having the relationships and love, I still haven't figured it out how we were able to carry this on, and do have and have a feelings for each other, and still care for each other and love each other and so on and so forth after so many years. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not just saying it. Trust me, I'm not one of those people. God forbid. I'm not going to tell you something.
You're very upfront and very honest. I mean,
Very much so. But I can tell you this much: I wrote a book some time ago, because when I was going through my mid 30s,
mm-hmm.
it's one of those crisis stuff where your mind is like, who am I, where am I, what am I doing, blah, blah, blah. It was a really good book that I actually was taught to read. I think it's called, it's been a while, it's called How to Love a Person Next to You, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really amazing book, because the book is nothing like, it doesn't talk about like a big materials and very the you using a vocabulary where it's like, what the heck does that word means. It's a simple book with a simple thing. So when you look at somebody that next to you,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you chose this person to be your husband or whatever, wife, if you're looking at them and you're constantly nagging, or you're constantly looking
Mm-hmm.
how to pick his brain and how to piss him off and how to look at him as a negative,
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty of things to find, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
But you really need to focus on what does this person have,
Mm-hmm.
what the positives that he has. You know how they say that Once the child has a different criteria, like he's really great at this, but he's not so good at this, the
Mhm.
strength and opportunities and stuff. So
Right.
we always says develop the strengths, so opportunities can kind of go away and be like not seen. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like the same thing. You
Right.
need to look at your husband, but I can tell you this much: that romance with man,
Mhm.
majority man, not everybody,
Mhm.
majority man doesn't happen. And when women says, oh, but I kind of like try to tell him and I kind of give him little signals here and there and he didn't understand. Woman, they don't have this little dictionary in their head that says read between the line. No, you gotta hit it straight up and say exactly what you want in the nicest way. It's the only way you can get anything out of it, because what happens is we are women, like romantic women,
Uh-huh.
we, oh, I'm gonna try this and that.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Do
Sure.
you agree?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I mean, I know that everyone elicits a certain behavior from the other person based on who you are. So
Yeah.
my ideology is be the person that you want the other person to be also. You know, who you are is, if you become romantic, and it may not work initially, but just if you're happy and you're romantic and you're doing this and you're doing that, eventually he's going to mimic that behavior. You know, maybe not to the extent that you want them to, but I mean, I think that standard has to start from the beginning of the relationship. If you try to change it when routines are already set already and he sees you in a certain way, that's going to be a little more difficult. But I think
Right.
in the beginning of a relationship, I think the most important thing is to become self-aware of who you are, become a happy person first, because when you're happy and fulfilled as an individual, and then you look for somebody to be with, then you're not going to notice, or you're not going to require that person to make you happy, to fill in the gaps that's lacking within you, you know,
I agree with
because a
you.
lot of people do that. They, you know, that whole saying, you complete me, that's like BS. How is
No,
anyone going to be able to complete you? And that's such a big obligation to place on somebody, like, complete me. Like, how the hell is anyone going to be able to complete you when you don't even know how to complete yourself, you know? And then they become resentful, they become angry, and they start like saying there's something wrong with you because I'm not happy. No, it's because you're just not happy, you know? So
you're right. You're right. On this one, I have to give it to you. You're right. You know how we always says lead by example?
mhm,
You're right. This is kind of the same method. So
yeah,
basically you have to show, or not show, you have to be who you want to be, who like happy, or learn certain things, show with your behaviors,
mhm,
with your attitude, and then have the other person kind of like, oh, she's not changing me, god forbid, she's not changing me, she's actually this is who she is.
right,
And then he gonna be more receptive to you. He's
exactly,
gonna see this. I've done it so many times with so many different things with my husband, like you don't understand. it's
mhm,
kind of like it's kind of like um we talked about being positive and negative, right? So
mhm,
he has a bad habit of every morning get up and look for the most negative things that he can pick and choose. First thing in the morning, I open my eyes, I see the negativity coming my way, I don't even know what to do with it. It's been so many years and I didn't approach it correctly. What I did was I actually gave him back, like,
mhm,
oh no, oh this or that,
right,
and that was wrong, but I was young, I didn't know better. But once I kind of switched myself the reaction to it, oh
mhm,
my God, what a change of difference. Actually, mornings are nice now.
right,
There's no
right,
negativity. It's
right.
probably like
It's
2,
slowly
3% left, but that's it, right?
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, me being having been single for 11 years now,
Yeah.
I dated, so and I find myself being different in every relationship. Not that, you know, because I have a pretty strong personality anyway, I know who I am, but I'm still able to see the differences in my behavior with each person, you know,
Yeah.
and because of who they are. Like, with certain people I'm like much more lovey-dovey, with others it's like straightforward, you know. And I notice that and I'm like, oh, you know, it's because what they're eliciting out of me. And then, you know, so it really is, you know, two people coming together and creating what it, and like I said, it's much easier when it's done right from the beginning of like the two people coming together, rather than, and not that it can't be done, like, you know, with you, of course, you
It's
came to a
different.
realization and you changed it. But
Yes.
then you have to be a little more patient, because then the change in relationship that you're looking for may require a little longer period of time,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
So
just, you just have to have the will,
Mm-hmm.
to do it. If you
Exactly.
have the will, you can probably
Then
do
it's
anything
easy.
and everything. And you just have to be patient, because people, these days, sometimes women do have a tendency of looking at things and saying that, oh, I'm so beautiful and this world owes me, or these men have to do this and this for me. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is, it's great that you're beautiful. It's great that you're self-worthy. It's awesome. But, you really need to look a little bit deeper than just the beauty of it, because I just think that real man would appreciate a real woman. And when I say a real woman, means that you have to be a nice combo, a
Mm-hmm.
combo of hopefully, good looking, hopefully, self-sufficient, and able to do something yourself, and constantly developing yourself, and be interested. And you know what they say? They
Mm-hmm.
say that the subject is of, which I actually learned many years ago too. It's super important for husband and wife to have one thing in common.
Mm-hmm.
One. I'm not asking for two, three, four, five.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
one
of
thing in
course.
common. So there's the wives that actually, went and either worked somewhere that the husband kind of like in the same area, or not like but like, you got to do something. Like if he's interested in stock market, just learn something about it so you can ask him, and then make him feel that he's really, not a hero, but somebody who you look up
Fine.
to.
Yeah,
This is just so
exactly.
huge. It will take you like up
It's,
here.
it's so true. I completely agree with you.
It's
I
so
mean,
true. I did it. I promised you. My husband right now, again, career switching, and then I realized that I didn't know things like that. I just learned about them and stuff. Like my husband knows everything about it already,
mhm,
and I'm like, oh, hey, do me a favor. Can you tell me this and this and this? And when he tells me things,
mhm,
it's like he's right. This is exactly how it works. And
mhm.
then that is even better bond. It gives us even more bond. And I'm not doing this just to spice it up or whatever. No, I'm like, authentic with all this, because I
Right.
just think that this is relationship. But if you don't really want to be with somebody, just don't waste your life. Just
Exactly. Don't waste your life.
one
Don't waste
life,
their life. That's the
the
most
one
important.
with life and stuff.
Yeah.
If this
But
person is not worthy.
exactly. I think it's important to know what you're willing to settle for and what you're not,
Mhm.
because I have my standards of there's certain qualities that I cannot negotiate on with when I meet men. And if they right away, if they don't have it, then it's just not going to work. But if they, not that it has to be 100%, but there's just a few different qualities that I look for.
Yeah,
And then everything else I feel like, can be compromised, or because I don't consider myself to be perfect. Well, kind of like, that was, that was okay.
it's so cute. No, but perfect in your own beautiful way.
Yeah, I mean, I think, for me, like the most important thing is to become the best version of yourself
Yeah.
in life, whatever that may be for you, but just the best version of yourself that when you look in the mirror, you're like, hey, I'm good, with
It's so good.
whatever with the internal
That's so
of
awesome.
who you are,
Awesome.
which again translates into your exterior. If you're a happy person on the
Oh
inside,
gosh.
that's going to translate into who
That's so true. Oh my God. When I started switching things and I went through this life crisis and I actually dealt with that and was able to come out of it. I mean, I've been getting this compliments from people, women and men, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're glowing! Oh my God, what did you do with yourself? Did you change this?" And I'm like, I didn't do much. I'm the same me. But no, it's because I found this peace inside me. I dealt with it. It's all kind of like whatever's inside. You know what they say? What you eat is what you are, or something like that. Like
yeah.
when you getting greens inside you and your skin is glowing and blah blah blah, and you look great. It's kind of the same thing when you internally is at peace.
Mhm.
Listen, telling you that you know who you are and what are you about. I think it's a life. If it's a lifetime, still opportunities, because we're still growing. But yet you kind of know who you are at some stage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But inside, if you like content and you're feeling great,
Mhm.
trust me, you're just sharing this wealth with everybody. People see it. They drag to you, like they're actually kind of like, I want a piece of that. I want it too,
Yeah,
and I'm
sunshine.
one of
You
those
have
people.
this
Yeah.
light inside of you. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that will share. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, so another thing I was going to say before I forget is
Yeah.
that as humans, like what's important to us, it's like we want to, even though we appreciate ourselves, but we also want the person, the most significant person that we're with, to appreciate us too, you know. And just like you were saying, you know, your husband was saying things and you were like, you're right, you know, you started appreciating his knowledge and his
Yeah.
expertise, and you know, and I think it's very important for us to acknowledge this anytime you're feeling like, wow, you look good, or I love what you said, you're so smart, you're so this. Say it, don't hold it in, don't
Yeah.
just say the negative things that
Yes.
people
Yes.
don't, you
Yes.
know, say more of the positive, and I
So
guarantee you the
true.
negative will become less and less, because then that person will be like, oh, I'm really loved and I am appreciated, and you know, that then they won't, uh, you know, they'll actually want to please you, they won't do the things
Yes,
that are going to
exactly.
upset
That's
them, you know.
exactly,
So that's the
exactly.
thing, is appreciation. And I do this on a nightly basis. When I go to sleep, I write down everybody in my life. Well, I might miss a person or two once in a while, but I, I write down like the important people in my life, what I appreciate about them. And if it's like a few seconds, hey, this person, I love that you helped me in my business. And this person, I love your smile that
Oh,
I
that's
saw today,
so
you know?
beautiful.
And yeah, and it's like it, and I have found in my own life that they come back into my life as a totally different person, because the energy that is created is just amazing, you know. And it's you're creating that energy within you first of all, but it's somehow we're all connected, and that energy is so contagious, you know. And it
That,
really does come back to you, you know. It's happened with all my relationships that I want to nurture. And so I
that,
just
that,
can't
that,
stress
yeah,
appreciation, how important
yeah,
it is.
yeah. That subject that you're covering right now, I
Mhm.
think this is exactly where the next time when we talk about it, I think that I heard a lot of people talking about karma and stuff. This is where karma comes along. What you do, people don't realize what the power of it. I mean, I don't do it, but I verbalize it because every day I walk with my dog and I talk to myself and I talk to the universe and blah blah blah. Same thing. But I'm just saying to you that people who's actually are opposite of all this and they're holding in and they're being bold as whatever. I'm not gonna verbalize how they could be, then the karma that people don't think that will catch up. I always says
It does.
there's always an expiration date. Don't think it's not coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Life
So
always teaches is my thing. Life always teaches. Whether
yeah,
you're willing to learn or not, or repeat the same patterns, is totally up to you. But I
yeah.
mean,
I'm probably gonna.
that's a complex, you know,
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're gonna have to catch on that again.
yeah, we'll do
But
it
for
again.
now, we're just gonna leave with that and have people kind of take it in and see how they feel about this. And hopefully, we were able to kind of like give them a little bit hope. If there's anybody they need hope out there, or if they said, you know what, maybe let me think about this. This is not my thing. I should probably say adios to
Mhm.
whoever you need to set to, and that's fine too. There's no wrong or right, but I hope we were able to accomplish something today for people or with people.
Definitely. And again, if you please leave comments, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed our video. And also specifically, if there's anything that you want us to talk about in the future, please let us know, because we'd be more than happy to discuss. And, you know, you can email us with any questions or concerns. We're more than happy to help in any way that we can.
Sure.
See you guys.
Bye.